So I'm glad you're here. I do have some help. My homegirl, she's gonna be here all season, but I gotta add you, Lexi. Listen. What did we just watch?
Man, my heart goes out to you guys. I'm still trying to process it. I was watching it a couple more times. I can't believe that just happened. I really can't. Definitely didn't see that coming.
No. I didn't see that coming, but welcome to the Intentional Grounding podcast right here on the post-game rumblings. Okay, we'll be doing this all season long. And I hope that we have better news to report as we go along the season. But tonight, you know what? Like, I'm going to show you, okay? Lexi, I have, 10 pages of notes in my little pink I got pages on pages. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start tonight.
There's a lot of things to be left desired after watching that game as a Bills fan, that's for sure. Yeah. Like I said, my heart feels for you guys. I was expecting to come and be ready to be excited on this, but it's unfortunate.
Well, let's talk about this game. First of all, Lexi is joining us here. She's a Lions fan, so when it comes to heartbreak, we both share in just disaster, heart ripped out of your chest. That's what I feel like right now. If you are listening and watching, and if you have a comment that you'd like me to talk about, be sure to super chat that. You could do that there on YouTube, but putrid. It was putrid. This was one of those games. So let's go through the game, shall we? Okay. First of all, I actually slept last night. Usually I do not sleep before Bills games. Like it's like I'm up and down, up and down, up and down, like I got a little baby, right? Not this time. I actually slept. So when I woke up, I should have known, like, okay, that's a bad omen that you actually slept. Right? And how narcissistic of me to think that the Bill season or their outcome, relies on my sleep. Okay, it was trash. It's just trash. I don't even know what to say. But we're gonna get into this. Before I jump into like point by point, what do you have to say? You better say something good.
I will. I'll say that I love watching Diggs. Man, he's so electric out there, and I do love that connection with him and Josh Allen. But Josh Allen, that's my guy. Like he really is. I promise.
Yeah.
But he has got to get it together a little bit. These interceptions, having the most in the league. It just. That's not what he should be known about. He needs to get that together. 3 interceptions in this game is just totally unacceptable. But
yeah,
there were some high points though that I liked, and I liked the way he marched down and got in field goal range to get that game in overtime. So there's a little silver linings. But
are you a WWE fan?
When I was a kid.
Okay, so then you might remember when The Rock would say, "It doesn't matter." That's what I feel like right now. It just doesn't matter.
Here, but it's pretty bad.
Okay, so we go into the game, right? I'm feeling good. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm feeling good. Like, I felt like my heart was like, I was just feeling good. I was just happy the season starting, blah, 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 blah. Into the game, here we go. And Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. I ain't gonna lie, I was happy. Like, great. Like, I don't got to worry about you. Not that he's hurt and like, F Aaron Rodgers, but sometimes he's hurt. And I'm like, okay, so you think with Aaron Rodgers getting hurt that the Bills would just come in, play ball control offense. The Jets defense is one of the best in the league. And it looked good for a while. Like, it looked like, Josh Allen, the first interception, I'm like, okay, that was stupid. Like, get it out of your system. And let's get on with this game because, we have an opportunity. Zach Wilson, we should be killing them.
He aggravates me. I cannot, like, watching him play is so maddening. I saw this tweet, like Peyton Manning was like rolling his eyes and pissed off watching him, and I'm like, yeah, that's everybody watching Zach. So for sure, Zach comes in the game. It's like, okay, we got this game down packed. You should have won it. He's not a good football player.
Nah, and the fact that the Bills lost on a overtime a punt return, how Billsy does it have to get?
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
We talk about, with the Bills this whole off season, we talked about this is a championship caliber team, and I'll say this, like, the Bills' Super Bowl hopes and their playoff chances are still intact. All the things that they want to accomplish this year, this season, they can do that. But I felt like you needed to come in and make a statement to the NFL, to the Jets, to the division, and they failed to do it tonight. They failed. And it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be mad at Sean McDermott. It's okay to be furious at Josh Allen. It's okay to be mad at Tre'Davious White. I mean, he had two terrible missed tackles that led to big runs, right? Bernard was awful.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can go on and on about what didn't work. I mean, I think we all saw that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And like you said, though, like, it's still, you wanted to make that statement, but it is still early, and I think that as damning as these things were that happened in this game, all of them are super fixable. You just gotta get it together. You can't be chucking the ball up and Hail Marys and getting all these interceptions in these games like this, especially going into a place where it's not easy to play in a division, whatever. But yeah, missed the cue on making this statement, but there's time, and I still got faith in you guys.
Yeah. I mean, the faith is still there, but man, it's like I can't even think about tomorrow or the next day or the next week, knowing that my team just like shit the bed completely. Like this, I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And you know what? I'm not even gonna try to cap and come in here and be like, guys, it's okay. Like, we're just no, dude, F that, dude. Like, we just shit the bed on primetime football against Zach mother effing Wilson. Zach Wilson. Dude, like, his mom has more clout than him right now. Like, get out of here, dude. Like, we just lost to Zach Wilson. So let's go over the box score here. Josh Allen, 29-41, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. James Cook, who I thought had a solid first half, 12 carries, 46 yards. Yeah.
I was like, after the first half, I was like, okay, like, this guy's coming out, and then it kind of just fell. So I'm not really sure what happened there.
Stephon Diggs, 10 receptions, 102 yards. He averaged 10.2 yards per reception and 1 touchdown. And then on defense, Terrell Bernard had 11 tackles, but and he was just bad in coverage. God, we knew he was bad. But you know what? Let's look at the Jets here. Zach Wilson, 14-21, 140 yards. Hey, he came in, did what he had to do, got a dub, right? 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Breece Hall, 10 carries, 127 yards off of an ACL. Wow. Dalvin Cook, 13 carries, 33 yards. I mean, and then, you look at the receiving numbers for the Jets. I mean, no receiver had 50 yards. Allen Lazard led the team in receiving. Garrett Wilson had one hell of a catch in the end zone. He's an Ohio State guy. But great catch. I don't even know why I threw that in there, but it's true. He did go to Ohio State.
Yeah, no, he's very good. He's probably gonna ball out this year. Well,
I don't want to hear it.
But we'll see.
It doesn't matter. God, I hate this. This is the worst time to come in here and talk. But game totals. I mean, look, the Bills. I felt like the Bills, considering the defense they were playing, they moved the ball in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the notes I even tweeted. I liked the short game in the first half. I thought the Bills were able to move the ball effectively with the short game. I liked James Cook, what he was able to do. And I felt like the Bills just got away from that in the second half.
Yeah, it's like they came out of the locker room and just kind of forgot the first half or whatever motivation they had going into there. But yeah, I really liked the first half. It was good looking. So
let's talk about all the let's talk about the things we didn't like, and then we'll talk about the things we did like. I think that's fair, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna vent. We're gonna get this off our chest tonight, because we all need therapy after this loss. Like, I still can't believe we lost on a punt return touchdown. Like, wow. Okay, so things I did not like. Uh Terrell Bernard. Coming into the season, the Bills kind of punted on the idea of getting a starting caliber middle linebacker. Terrell Bernard's a third-round pick last year out of Baylor. Okay, Lex, he's bad. It showed tonight. It showed tonight.
Yeah.
I have a couple notes here. On the long run by Brees Hall. Well, one of the long runs, Terrell Bernard was washed. He got held up and washed out of the play. Opened a big hole a couple times. Okay, he was out of position on in terms of filling his run responsibility. He didn't do it. It was bad. So I didn't like that. So that's my first takeaway. What I didn't like. What do you got?
I mean, I'm kind of just keep honing in on these interceptions, but also the fumble. It's just the
Mhm.
turnovers on the offense. Period. You just can't be doing this against any team. Let alone one that you're struggling with. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
it's just take care of the ball.
Yep.
That was the biggest gripe for me, especially in this second half. There, that they just really got away from it and cost them the game.
Yeah. So of Allen's 4 turnovers, 3 of them came in the second half. In the second half, their possessions were interception, punt, interception, fumble, field goal. That ain't gonna cut it.
No.
Let Let's talk about Joshua Patrick Allen, because he's something that I did not like. You mentioned the turnovers. You know what I felt like, and I don't know if you felt this way as well, but you tell me what you think about this. So going into this offseason, the whole rift between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, right? You know about that
Mhm.
whole thing. I felt like, even coming in this game, I felt like, I don't know who I was talking to, but I said, you know what? I feel like Josh Allen's gonna. I was talking to my friend Chris, and I said, you know what? I feel like Josh Allen is gonna like try to force feed Stephon Diggs. I felt like he's gonna have between 10 to 15 targets, and he had that, and he tried to force feed him. And so the first interception, like I said, when Jordan Whitehead, great game. But the first interception, I'm like, okay, I get that. Like, even though it was a stupid play, right? I get it.
Yeah.
But the second and third interceptions, those were really bad. Now, the one to Gabe Davis, right, went on the out route
Mhm.
on the post,
Yeah.
toward the sideline. It was a bad route by Gabe. I felt like Gabe should have he didn't sell the route. It was like very telegraphic, like, Gabe, you have
Mhm.
to sell that route. And Josh kind of didn't throw, he threw it behind him, and he didn't throw it to the sideline. Like, that's terrible. Like, we're
Yeah.
talking about a 6-year quarterback who's touted as one of the best in the league. And I'm not saying he's not, but you can't make these kind of, Jared Goff didn't do that on Thursday night, right?
No.
You can't make these kind of throws.
He just didn't seem super focused at all, though. Like, especially as like the game went on, it was kind of just like he wasn't there mentally, and you can kind of see it on the field for most of the game. But,
Go into that, because this is really interesting, because you're coming into Bills Mafia. Okay,
mhm.
you still rock those Lions, but you're coming into Bills Mafia, and one of the reasons why, I mean, you're my girl, but one of the reasons why I have you on the show, it's just to get a different perspective on some of this
Mhm.
stuff, right? Because as Bills Mafia, we hear what we want to hear. Fans, we hear what we want to hear. Go into that a little bit more. What you felt like Josh Allen, what, maybe lackadaisical or just not focused?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say even lackadaisical is a good word too. Just kind of nonchalant, where it's like, he would get like this in games I've seen before, and then you like kind of see him start to spiral or create turnovers, and it's like almost like he gets in his own head,
Mm.
and you can see it on his face where he's obviously frustrated, flustered, or whatever, and um, I don't know if he could like pull himself out sometimes, where I just feel like it kind of just spirals, and then he's just like almost gives up mentally, but he fought there at the end, and I saw like a little glimpse again where it's like, okay, he marched on the field, he got it all together, but yeah, he's just got to stay focused, and I don't know, obviously I don't know what goes on in his head or whatever, but I've noticed it in quite a few games where when he's not there mentally, that's when more turnovers happen. That's when
Yeah.
he can't control this team and he starts to get pissed off on the sidelines or just kind of, quiet where he's just like sitting there and he's just upset. And it's like, it affects everybody around him. So
Yeah.
I
No.
definitely saw that this game.
Yeah. The force feeding Diggs with the targets. I mean, Diggs is
Mhm.
your best receiver. But another narrative and we're still talking about Josh Allen, but another narrative that we're going to throw in here is that, we talked all offseason about the weapons that Josh has. And
Mhm.
Gabe Davis was nowhere to be found. He was nowhere to be found, folks. And look, I know that, Sauce is a great corner. I can't wait to see the all 22, but this is Gabe Davis's stat line. Now, mind you, Gabe Davis is supposed to be the one that comes in, and I've said, I thought, okay, like here in the training camp, he's gonna have 1,000 yards and he can still do this. But man, when the light shine the brightest, outside of that Kansas City game, Gabe Davis was nowhere to be found. Gabe Davis,
Yeah.
2 receptions, 32 yards. That's it on 4 targets.
And I see the drop off too is like the next, from 10 receptions for Diggs and then 4 for Kincaid, and everyone else was less than that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You got an arm, like throw the ball.
Right?
And not intercept it and don't throw interceptions, but yeah.
Weapons. Dalton Kincaid, 4 receptions, 26 yards. I felt like they should have gone to him more.
Yep. That's very disappointing.
Okay, so when we're still talking about Josh Allen and the weapons, so the weapons did not, the ancillary weapons that Josh Allen allegedly has or supposed to have coming into the season were supposed to be on display today. They did not show up, and this is the same problem that we had last year, where it was Stephon Diggs' show and Josh Allen playing hero ball at times, and nobody else stepped up. Okay, and that reared its ugly head tonight because I felt like look. The Jets were cleared. They said they're going to rush 3, rush 4, and they're dropping everybody back into coverage. And I felt like Josh started to get frustrated, and that's where the interception starting to come because he's so conditioned to throw the ball down the field so much, and they weren't letting him do that. And it's like it's like they baited him. They said, "How many times, Josh, are you willing to take the easy throw and keep moving the ball down the field?" And Josh said, "You know what? Hold my beer." He said, "Hold my beer, Lex," and he starts throwing the ball down the field. Oh, and completions too, but just to the other team. And it's just, man, I don't know what to do. I can't defend it. I cannot defend it.
It's hard. I mean, and I'm not trying to say you're just being this positive beacon of light, but it is the first game. So it's like, I want to see more production going forward. trying to be
Stop. Yeah, look, I brought you in here to be honest. Okay, you can't come in here.
It is. It was an ugly loss for sure.
I know.
And it was.
God, we ain't even got to that part yet. Wow. This is the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast feed, intentional grounding post-game show, and the Bills lose. The Bills lose in overtime on a punt return touchdown. So anyway, what else I did not like? Ken Dorsey. Let's talk about the offensive play caller here. Now, I've been hard on this cat, and he didn't disappoint tonight in the good way. Like, this dude was trash.
Yeah.
I felt like the offense didn't have a plan. Like, I felt like the run concepts were good, like the way they deployed, James Cook, that was good. But in terms of the pass game, one of the things I appreciated about Brian Daboll was that he had the ability to rein Josh in, right? I feel like I don't know if Ken Dorsey doesn't get in Josh's face. I don't know, but this is my speculation that Ken Dorsey just lets Josh kind of do whatever the hell he wants to do. Brian Daboll was on his ass, like, yo, like, you ain't doing all this. But he also gave Josh enough in his arsenal in terms of play calling to where Josh could feast. And I felt like even last season, Ken Dorsey, the offense went in the lows, even though this was one of the best scoring offenses in the league. I think it was second or third. This offense goes in the lows, and we saw that tonight. Like, Lions fan here, what's your opinion on the way the offense looked, pass game wise?
I mean, it's directly related to what we were just talking about, where you got kind of just really low numbers in the passing game. The stats are just putrid, like across the board. So, I mean, that's directly related to play calling. Just things weren't working. Like, that you said that the first half they got some things going, the run game looked good, and then whatever happened in that locker room, I'm not sure, but it just was downhill after that.
Oh man, like I don't even know what to say. Yeah, they had no plan. Like you have to, you know, Josh Allen's numbers in the first half weren't bad. I mean, I think it was like 16-19, right? I mean, he had the stupid interception, but the short game was there. Like, I like the use of the short game, but like anything intermediate to deep, they took it away. They said, Josh Allen, you know what? We're going to take the thing you do best away. We're not letting you throw deep. What are you going to do? We saw this with Patrick Mahomes, right? Yeah. He was able to figure it out. But again, you have Travis Kelce. So Travis Kelce, you can line him up in the slot, in line. I mean, you could put him in places, and Andy Reid's a great play caller. But Ken Dorsey's not that, so you don't have that luxury. It's like you're trying to get Stephon Diggs yards the hard way. Dalton Kincaid, I've been pounding the table for this dude all offseason. I don't think it's not his fault. I mean, he looked good for the opportunities that they had.
He did. Right? He did look good, and I'll say that you guys should be really excited going forward, because I think that he is going to be really great for you guys. But the little bit that he was there, I think he did good. So that's kind of a positive you can look at.
Yeah, I felt like the interception, the fourth quarter, one of the fourth quarter interceptions where he threw it over the middle to the end zone to Stephon Diggs, and Whitehead picked it off. He should have thrown it. I would have thrown Kincaid ran a post. Josh Allen should have put a ball. He has one of the best hands in the draft class. You should have thrown him a ball that he could catch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, let him go up. Single coverage, mind you. Let him go up and make a play. Instead, you throw it into double, triple coverage.
He forced. I mean, you said you hit the nail on the head a couple of times where he just was force feeding it to Diggs. It's like he's not your only guy, but it was kind of, and I can even say too, I know the Jets defense is good and was really pressuring him, but it's like he didn't give process to thinking like out all the options. It was just kind of like quick, releasing the ball so quick, it's like he was scared of the line getting to him, but it's like you got to just think a little bit longer sometimes. But
let's talk about the offensive line. That's another one coming into the game. You thought the line would be better, and the line, I felt like in pass pro, I felt like they did a good job. Overall, Quentin Jefferson of all people had 2 sacks. Al Woods had 1. John Franklin Myers got 1, and Jermaine Johnson got 1. Overall, they had 5 sacks. I felt like the Jets defensive line, they played. I mean, they're one of the best in the league. They played good, but the Bills offensive line, they weren't bad. Like, I feel like Josh held on to the ball too long, so those are on him. But they gave up 5 sacks. Spencer Brown gave up 1 where he got bull rushed. I mean, Spencer Brown has been one of those guys we've been talking about all off season. Like, he's got to get better, and I felt like he had some good moments, some good wins tonight, but. Again, what are we doing with this offensive line? I don't know. Lex, I feel like I'm just going on. I'm just venting, and you're just being like,
you know what? I'm here. Like I said, I've been here many a time. So
I know. I feel like I should just shut up.
Hey, you gotta let it out.
I know I gotta let it out.
No judgment here.
Your therapy. Okay, so. The offensive line played better. O'Cyrus Torrence, from what I've seen, we got to look at the all-22 though. I felt like he played well. He played well, as well as Connor McGovern. I feel like, what they were able to do using displacement in the run game, kind of, being people movers. Connor McGovern looked pretty decently good in the run game. I was impressed with that. Did you notice anything in terms of offensive line play that you like to mention?
I mean, they did a pretty okay job. I mean, it wasn't like the best, but like you said, that Jets D line is just tough. So I will just say that I like that they were able to just contain them as much as they did,
Sure.
because was a feat, because that's a good defensive line to go against. So just the fact that they didn't allow, I guess, more than 5 sacks was good for me.
Oh man. Okay, so defense. What did I not like on the defense? Trey White, man. I didn't like it. In his run fits. He was there, but he didn't make the play. Like he didn't make the play a couple times. It's bad. Like dude cannot tackle.
And it's just crazy because like the Jets really didn't have that much offense when you think about it, because of just especially like what they ended the game with. But yeah.
So let's look at this. Brees Hall had an 83. Now you do the math, Lex. You tell me how many yards this is. If Brees Hall had an 83-yard run, but 127 yards total, the Bills kind of bottled him up after that 83-yard run, which was a saved touchdown by Christian Benford, right?
Yeah.
That's what, 46 yards, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. 40 yards rushing on 9 carries. Like the Bills did, they did okay, right? But again, that 82-yard run and the 26-yard run, so 100 yards, 2 runs for 100 yards for Brees Hall coming off an ACL.
Yeah, you can't be giving that up. And those big runs are always like killer in the pros too, where it's like it'll be game over.
Hey, have you let me ask you a question. Do you follow Big 30, Coach 30 on Twitter?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna send you something later.
Okay.
This dude, he makes fun of everybody, but like he's always making jokes like, I have to send it to you. But for those of y'all who know Big 30 is, it's funny. He gonna have some heat for the Bills in that run defense, because listen, man, it was wide open. It was wide open. Pause. But it was wide open, like for real. You got to get better. You got to get better in your run defense. Even though they had 2 big runs, and that was pretty much it. But you can't give those up, man. You can't. How do you feel about the pass defense? What do you think about that?
I mean, there wasn't like much. I know Garrett had that touchdown, but they did a pretty good job on it. There wasn't much that happened. I mean, again, we were dealing with Zach Wilson instead of Aaron Rodgers, so I don't think you really have enough evidence to kind of judge on how that's going to be this season. But luckily, like Zach Wilson threw not that many times, so thankful for that.
Zach Wilson again. Zach Wilson, 14-21, 140 yards.
God, even those stats are annoying to me.
I know.
No, they did a good job in locking it up and what little bit he did throw. So,
like, this was one of those games where there was no excuse for the Bills to lose this game. Like, I didn't get nervous. I wasn't nervous watching the game. I wasn't nervous. Like, I felt like, and maybe this is stupid of me, but I felt like, okay, yeah, Josh, they're going to figure it out, and they're going to go down, and they're going to score, and it's going to be over, right? Like, overtime, great. You got the ball first now, Josh. Go down there and make a play. Didn't happen. Did not happen. Didn't happen.
Yeah, once Rodgers was down, I was almost like banking on
it's over.
Like, okay, like you don't got to worry about that offense. And
every bet that I made, I lost because I had the Bills again with the spread. I had the Bills winning with the spread.
What was the spread?
3. The Bills by 3. And they lost. I can't. I pinch me. Am I alive right now? I can't. But like they lost. Like it still hasn't hit me yet. Like the Bills actually lost this game. I felt like Sean McDermott. We're talking about defense here. I felt like Sean McDermott called a really good game. I do like what I seen out of Sean McDermott this game. He was a point of emphasis, a point of focus for me and among other Bills fans and analysts alike. He took over the play calling duties this year. He's a former defensive coordinator. The Bills kind of have gotten into situations in the playoffs. He wasn't calling the plays. Leslie Frazier was, and it didn't go well, right? So the Bills, they decided we're going to part ways with Leslie. Sean says, I'm going to take over the defense. The defense, I felt like, what I liked is that they disguise coverages, right? Using cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, all kinds of stuff in the back end from what I could see. And then, from the defensive line standpoint, they use simulated pressure. So that's like, for those of you at home who don't know what simulated pressures are, that's where the Bills rush 4, right? Rush 4 or 5, but you don't know which ones are coming, right? So, we saw Jordan Poyer on some blitzes. I think I saw Taron Johnson coming there on a couple. So, I like the variation in which how they deployed their defense. It looked pretty good. Pressure was a theme for the defense. Pressure. It felt like the Bills had so much pressure on Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers when he was in there, that it was really hard for the Jets to get into a rhythm.
Mm-hmm. That's what I say. I'll give them props for that because they kind of locked that down, that offense down for the most part. So,
yeah, I have to go. Bills defense thumbs up on that, right? Bills defense gets a thumbs up. Look, check this out. So, Bills get Leonard Floyd in the offseason. All right, late in the offseason. Leonard Floyd's a dog. He played well. Just think when the Bills have Von Miller back in there with Leonard Floyd and Greg Rousseau, like, these boys going to be good.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be back for this game. When's he supposed to be?
So Von is technically supposed to be back in 4 weeks.
I didn't realize it was that far out.
Yeah, so he was cleared by doctors, maybe a week before the season started. But they kind of said, what, Von, we need you for towards the end of the season. So we're going to hold you back and let you make sure your football activities, make sure you're right. And we're going to bring you back. But I felt like the Bills pass rush was great tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to get him healthy and like rehabilitated fully because, he's a big piece of that.
So I guess we're on what we like. What did you like? What did you like, Lex? Because I can go on and talk.
Well, I mean, besides like the defense too, I love watching like Diggs in the game. Any game. I like watching it before he got to the Bills, whatever. But he was just like the highlight for me.
Sure.
I think just he's so good, and he's so fun to watch that was definitely my kicker. And then the first half was definitely James too. So and that run game, I really liked it. So I'll give him that for that first half for sure.
The run game was good. I felt like they got away from it in the second half. Am I crazy?
I know. It was like really exciting in the first half. I was like, kind of like ready to really keep talking about it and say how he went off in the second half, and then he didn't. And I was like, okay, well, let's go focus on first half.
Oh man! Usually you come in here in post game after the Bills win. It's great. Like tons of people in here. It's late tonight, and I'm sure people who are going to be driving to work tomorrow, you're gonna be listening to this, and we got to give the people something to be excited about. I feel like the life in and of itself is extremely hard. And when the Bills lose, things are just more difficult. I'm not even I'm not mad. Is that crazy? I'm not mad. I'm disappointed, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's early, so it's okay to be disappointed. There's still a lot of time left to get things together. So, but I was disappointed as an outsider for Josh Allen and co. So.
Oh, so things to be positive about. I felt, again, the offensive line played good. James Cook is a weapon. That dude, he's a weapon. I didn't even look at what he had in the receiving game, but he had
I think he had 4 receptions.
4 for 17.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, like versatility for sure. Like I think he's going to be a good weapon going forward. So.
Hey, Stickman says, hit that like for Sterling and Lexi for staying up and giving us a place to vent.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like dozing in and out. I'm like, I gotta wake up.
No, like what do you say after that a game like that?
That woke me right up. That ending, I'm like, okay. I don't know. Yeah, I was speechless. Really, I still can't believe it happened. I'm gonna have to like go and watch it again because how do you let him run back for 85 yards? Was it 85 yards?
I don't even know.
Yeah, something
I don't even know
crazy.
how long it was.
It was
Okay.
like the whole field. It
Oh,
felt like
so true.
it did. It was a
I,
good punt. That's why I was like pumped. I'm like, okay, it was like a deep punt, and then he just took that and ran.
tell me what your first. Okay, so going into overtime, Bills get the toss. They receive. What's your initial thought after that?
I was thinking, all right, Josh is going to march us down the field and you're going to get a touchdown out of Diggs. Like that was going to be it. That was it.
Okay,
That's
this
what
wasn't
should have
me,
happened.
right? Okay, so get in there, Spencer Brown, false start. I'm like, oh, here we. That's a drive
Yeah, that
killer.
was the like start of the that was the beginning of the end.
And you know what the genius of the play calling that Ken Dorsey does? He calls a draw play to James Cook. That was that was a terrible call.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
There was quite a few times where I'm like, why would you drop that play for like this situation? Like I found myself saying that a couple times throughout the game, but absolutely in that in
A
that
draw?
situation.
He calls a draw on 2nd and 15.
Maddening.
Like, come on, man. Like, you mean to tell me you couldn't do 12 personnel and do a some sort of counter run? The Bills, James Cook was great on counters tonight. Like, you couldn't run one of those. Could you use a screen pass to kind of get Josh in rhythm and get James Cook out in space, right?
I don't know what those guys in the booth were watching. It's like you're supposed to continue with what's working. Hello.
Right. Like, help me out here. Like, it's like, Ken Dorsey doesn't. It's just stupidity. And then on 3rd down, they send the blitz. Josh Allen scrambles to his left, tries to force one to Stephon Diggs yet again, and then game over. That was it. That was it.
Yeah. No bueno.
I don't know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. Like, if if this is if this is what Ken Dorsey's gonna do, and I'm not putting all the blame on Ken Dorsey because, like we talked about earlier in the show, Josh Allen gets a lion's share of the blame. But him and Ken Dorsey are supposed to be like peas in a pod, lockstep, offensive coordinator, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And there was no rhythm in the second half. Like, Josh threw some stupid shit. But, like, the play calling wasn't there. Like, they got to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure this out because it's not working.
Yeah. Well, especially when they know, and like how I see that comment from Jason, but like the Jets seem to do this kind of every year with you guys where you kind of just trade off. So you got to prepare, better that next time for that Jets D line. Okay. You gotta prepare better plays and figure it out because that just wasn't it. Can't happen again.
You're right. You're right, Lex. You're right. Like, I don't even there's no comeback, there's no rebuttal to that. Like, they got to buckle down. Like, that defense line gave him hell.
Yeah.
The secondary, Sauce, I mean, I felt like Sauce, a lot was talked about him in this game, and Stephon Diggs handled him.
Yeah.
Like, handled him. Like, Sauce wasn't like, I'm sure Sauce got a couple wins, but for the most part, Stephon Diggs handled that dude. Like, and you still couldn't get it done. I'm mad at Gabe Davis. They got Deontay Hardy and Trent Sherfield. Trent Sherfield didn't even get a catch. I'm pretty sure he was blanked. Trent Sherfield. Mans didn't even get a catch. And then after the first quarter, Deontay Hardy had 3 receptions, 9 yards. After that, he was gone. Like, they were like, buddy, I don't know if the dude, I don't even know if the guy played the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad. Like, the Bills' weapons didn't show up. Gabe Davis, king of them all.
This box score is like, yeah, it's pretty bad. When I'm trying to look at it, I'm like, is that a real stat?
Yo, you're up 13-6.
Yeah.
13-6. The defensive line is giving you life. Josh Allen, you want to throw an interception? was it what was the second half? Punt, interception,
No scoring and all turnovers,
punt. No, and
basically.
Phil. No, it was two interceptions in the second half and a fumble. That fumble that Josh Allen had, like that looked like Mark Sanchez type of stuff
That
right
was like
there.
the butt fumble, right?
Right? It was the back fumble. We're gonna call that the back fumble. That Josh Allen's back fumble, because that was awful.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
It was just like weak looking. Like, hold on to the ball. Like, what are you doing? Like, he wasn't there mentally, you guys. He
Yeah,
wasn't.
he
And
wasn't.
I'm gonna say it. Something was going on. I don't know if it was just like the first game jitters or whatever, but you're like 6 years in the league. You want to be one of the NFL greats. You just can't be playing like this, plain and simple.
Yeah, you know what? And I know, and tell me if you're thinking this, but I know in the back of your head, in the back of my head, when I see Josh Allen in every damn commercial, and I hate to be this guy. Like, I'm not trying to say guys can't have a life outside of football.
Yeah.
But you're on every commercial, but you come into this game like just Manning face, like Eli Manning, like I don't know what the hell's going on. Look, that
The
to
lights
me
are
is
on and
concerning.
nobody's home.
Is Haley Steinfeld keeping Josh Allen up at night? Or is she
Are
trying to
they
show?
dating?
Oh yeah, you didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
this?
so that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, Josh's acting was really good this offseason, but the play on the field was trash tonight.
Yeah, you
So
can't. You just something's got to change, and that's not even just for like this game, but even just like his turnovers. Period. You gotta clean all of them up. You don't want to be known as like the quarterback that throws all these yards, but then has all the most turnovers by far. Actually, I think he's tied for Jared.
oh,
The
don't do it.
irony.
Don't- I mean, you're
The
right, Lex.
irony.
You're right. You're right. Like you can laugh it up because I ain't got nothing to say to it. And you're not
He
even
was
being
for
a hater.
everyone. He was talking mad shit to me about Jared Goff, so that's why I said that.
Yo, I have nothing to say. Like I have
Yeah,
nothing.
well, it's
Maybe this is.
inexcusable because Josh honestly has a way. I think that he's got much higher ceiling than Goff and everything. So it's inexcusable to do that.
All right, so we got a few minutes left in the show. About 20 minutes, 17 minutes to be exact. Because I want to be out in an hour. For those of you who are still watching, I want to be. I'm gonna do my best to be positive. I might say some things that might not be positive or uplifting. Of I'm trying to woo-saw here, Lex. Okay. Positive. First of all, the Bills lose, Chiefs loss, the Bengals lose. Okay. That's great. Like if it, it's all about the number one seed in the AFC, right? But the Bills lost. It's like the Bills are 0-2 because you lost to the Jets. And now you lost the division game. So it kind of hurts a little. It's double
Yeah,
the pain here, okay?
for sure.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins, they look incredible. Boy, the Dolphins offense was like a machine yesterday. It was a machine. And here I
Yes.
am being negative again. I can't. Okay. Here's some positivity. Okay. Here's where we're going with. Josh Allen, get out of your system because he's gonna be okay. I mean, we're still talking about one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's gonna be okay. The Bills have a run game. If they rely on the run game and keep using James Cook, would you agree to that? Like the run game looks great.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously just doing some different run plays, but yeah, no, I for sure agree.
It's hard to be positive right now.
Yeah.
God, this is terrible. Okay. Oof. I can't. I just can't. Special teams.
And I don't
Okay.
even want to say the word
Tyler
special
Bass.
teams.
Tyler Bass doinked it off the upright. Like the game could have been over there.
That even should have been like like danger, danger, don't go any farther. That was the narrator telling you guys like stop.
Oh my
No,
God.
that was like the triple
Yo.
doink. The fact that still went over, like I thought that
Yeah.
was coming out and then that was game over. But
Hey, it wasn't me. Did the ball hit extra hard on the upright? It was
it
like
did. I
doing.
swear it was like a loud doink. Like
Yo, you can't make this up. You cannot
No.
make this up. You cannot. What did we just watch? You can't make this up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna like watch that second half
Golly.
again tomorrow, and it's gonna be a doozy.
Usually I'll watch the all 22 on Tuesday. I don't think I'm doing that until like Wednesday or Thursday. I'll be in Buffalo this weekend. Okay.
Fun.
Yeah, you should join. I'll be in Buffalo this weekend. We have the beer release, which is gonna be on Saturday. Buffalo for you is like 4 hours. You should just get in your car,
Right.
drive on up, okay? But wow. We lost. We just lost. Get it out, they got it out of the system. It's gonna be okay. We play the Raiders next week. We're gonna destroy the Bills are gonna destroy the Raiders next week. They're gonna come out and they're gonna put up they got to put up 30 points for me to feel like if you come out there stinking it up, Ken Dorsey, I'm pissed.
Is it? It's at Raiders.
No, it's in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
It's
That'll
in
be nice.
Buffalo.
Nice home game. Get things back on track. That confidence back up.
Who the Lions playing this weekend? Do you know?
Seahawks.
The Seahawks lost to the Cardinals.
I know.
Like, how do you do that?
First home game though, so it's gonna be pretty crazy at Ford Field.
Are you going? You got season tickets?
I'm a season ticket holder.
Yeah, well, whatever. You're
first year,
so fancy. Whatever, cool, whatever.
Michigan and Lions. I'm juggling a lot this season. All right.
Yeah, no. Listen, the Wolverines are something else. Okay,
that's a whole other.
We're not. I feel like I can't even talk about that right now, just because like we just in Buffalo Bills land, we just sucked. Yeah. We just sucked. But Bills are going to win next week. I mean, there's really not much to take away. The Bills didn't show up tonight. Josh Allen was terrible. Ken Dorsey was bad, and the Bills didn't execute. Defense played well. I liked the defensive plan, even though they had a few miscues on the defense in terms of run fits. But the secondary played good. I feel like Christian Benford played a really good game. Matt Milano, every female's heartthrob in Buffalo, he played a hell of a game. Matt Milano was that dude. Leonard Floyd, Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau's another one I was looking forward to, and he lived up to the hype. I mean, he played really well. Like, I love that. Ed Oliver made a tackle. Great. Like, Ed Oliver just signed a big contract this offseason. He looked the part tonight. But again, everything comes down. Your defense can give up, what the defense give up? 16 points.
Yeah.
The offense should have won. And Josh Allen let the team down. Ken Dorsey let the team down. And those are two guys I'm pointing the blame on. Those two guys got to play better. They got to do better.
Yeah, I mean, it's all too about, Josh also taking the accountability of this. So hopefully he does that as well and just straightens it out because, I believe he is one of the greatest. So,
you know what I hate is when he gets up to the podium after a loss and he's like, I'm going to go back and, I'm going to look at the film and I'm going to, this is, it's all on me. And like, damn right, it's all on you, bro. You're damn right. I love Josh Allen, but I'm not taking this, it's all on me. And you're damn right, bro. It's on you.
Well, you're the leader of this team,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude, I don't want this, I want some fire. Like, yo, I screwed up. I'm sorry. Like, can you say I'm sorry, Bills Mafia? Like, I want to hear Josh say I'm sorry. You need to apologize to us for this. We stayed up. To watch that mess.
How I stayed up to watch this, to be honest.
Dog.
Me an apology.
Now, you know what? Apologize to Lex right now. You tell her, you send her a DM. You tell her you sorry,
Hey, appreciate you, Stickman. This is our year.
Oh, stop it. I can't be happy for you right now. I can't.
Hey, you should be happy that the Chiefs lost, so you're welcome.
F that. You know what was fun? Else was funny. What know what you said, a bad omen. Did you notice all the '90s alternative music they were playing during the like little B-roll, like the B-roll stuff? Yeah, they were playing, and I love '90s alternative.
Yeah,
but it's sad. It's like sad. Like,
yeah, it's very like grungy. Like,
yeah, like it's raining. I'm in Seattle, and I want to like jump off a cliff.
Like in a nutshell.
Oh my god. That's when we should have known it was bad.
There's so many signs. The signs were there.
what was the pregame? They were like, no one can go in the stadium. It's what they call it?
Well,
God.
yeah, and then like Schefter, I saw him like tweet something, not explaining that it was from the storm, and was like, no one can go in the stadium, it's on lockdown or something. And it's like, you don't tweet that, cryptic of something on 9/11 in a stadium for New York game.
I didn't even think of that.
What were you doing?
I didn't even think
But
of
it
it that
scared
way.
me at first because I was like, what's happening? But then, yeah, I saw that it was just.
Look at you acting like a concerned Bills fan.
I just mean,
man.
I was hoping
Listen,
everything was okay.
I don't care.
The day.
I don't care what they say about you, man. You're gonna fit right in this winning community that we have here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill's gonna win the division, and the Lions are gonna win the division.
Let me just say, in my my other podcast that I'm in, where you talk NFL and college football, I was asked the question of who is going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
What'd you say?
I said the Eagles and the Bills were going to win it.
Okay,
so
okay.
I need, if it ain't going to be my guys, I want it to be you, Bills Mafia. So
hey, that's exactly what I needed to go off into the sunset tonight and wake up. And I got to go to work tomorrow, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, Sterling, what's wrong with the Bills?" Well, that's what I'm going to hear all day. Oh, what's wrong with the
people
Bills?
know better than to be talking to me after a Lions loss.
Oh, no.
Unless you're going to be saying nice things and we can bitch and moan together, you better not be coming at me sideways.
Nah, not me. Sterling. Yeah, all the time. Sterling. How about those Bills? Like, I look. I've gotten, I don't know, 40 text messages straight, no cap. Like, everybody like, oh, the Bills. I get it all the time when the Bills lose.
Right? No, like that Arthur meme where like he
Which one?
just clenches his fist. Like, that's me if anyone tries to talk shit to me about the Lions after the lose.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to like come in like just wear like shades and just, I don't know how to say don't talk to me.
Do not talk to me.
Yeah, I'm usually like that in just normal, regular life. But when I go to work, I'm a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what to do. So
it's like my theory was, and this is what I live by, but it's like if you dish it, you gotta take it. And for me, it's like I've taken a lot all these years, but it comes and goes. I'm just glad I've been more so on the winning end with Michigan lately. So
thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go get some Campbell's soup after this game and get tucked in and go to sleep. God dang, bro. God dang. All right. Well, this is not the kind of game postseason show that I want to, post game show that I want to do. These are going to be much better. First of all, it's midnight, right? So for those of you who have kind of just hung in there and kind of as we talk through this therapeutic moment, kudos to you, man. I don't know what we can do, what we can say to make it better, because the Bills sucked. I mean, let's call it what it is. But guess what? We live to fight another down. Tomorrow's a new day, and thank God for sun, because we're gonna need it. I hope it's not dreary in Colorado and in Michigan and wherever you guys are watching the game or living your life up in Buffalo. I'll be there this weekend starting on Thursday. So if you guys want to come out to Bar Bill Thursday night, I'm going to be getting some wings. Lex, you one day you're going to have to come up there and get some real food.
For sure.
Instead of that Midwestern, what y'all have like
don't be hating
casseroles and goulash and all that junk y'all be eating up there. Y'all can get some real food, okay? Sure. But listen, keep it locked and loaded right here. All off season, right here on the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast feed. Lex, why don't you tell our listeners where they can find you and your work outside of Buffalo Rumblings in this podcast?
For sure. So I'm on Twitter at GoBlueLexi117. Same thing with my Instagram. I also do a podcast, The Weekenders, for Multiplicity Media, and I do some work for Win Daily Sports. So you can find me on all there.
All right, this was the Intentional Grounding podcast right here on the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast feed. I am your host, Sterls. For the girls, we got Lex on the other side. And the Bills are 0-1 to start the season. Hopefully, this coming weekend they will destroy the Raiders and bring that total to 1-1. Kudos, hey, Aaron Rodgers, wherever you are, man. I hope you get well.
Sure.
We got to get a dub. We can start winning tomorrow. How about that? We're gonna go into go into tomorrow. Josh Allen's gonna apologize to the team, says I let the team down, and they're gonna come out just on fire. Okay,
Love it.
At least the Lions won.
Hey, I'm still on cloud 9. Let me tell you, because this hasn't happened to us. Okay.
You're not a real fan if you're not feeling sorrowful for the Bills. So there's that. All right. Well, guess what, y'all? We are about to be up out of here. All I gotta say is, listen. Go Bills, and we gone. Peace.
See ya.
Bills.